JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 15th of November 2021. So welcome everyone, welcome to this Monday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which is also updated on a daily basis. So yep, check it out on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, let's jump into the charts. Let's see what's happening here. So Nikkei did manage to recover at the end of the last week. As you can see here, it pushed nicely to the upside, rebounding from this upside line. So this is what I've mentioned to you previously, if you remember. Yeah, we pushed higher. And most importantly, we continued to climb higher, and we pushed above that 29,750 territory right here. And we kind of came close to testing the current highest point of November, which is roughly around that 29,880 zone. So if we're looking for some more upside, then certainly a break of that level is needed, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. A nice good push above that barrier would confirm a forthcoming high, and yep. Then we could aim for that psychological 30,000 territory, or even above that, aiming for that 30,415 zone, roughly around here, marked by the high of the 27th of September. For the downside, now I'll keep this arrow for now. For the downside, of course, a break of this upside line is needed, and depending on how this is going to trade, maybe this level also could come in handy, this 29,267 territory. And of course, we're also keeping an eye on the 21-day EMA, which also, if it gets violated, could maybe open the door to those lower levels. However, we've seen this last week, for example, when the 21-day EMA got violated. It didn't really hang around for too much below that line, and then yep, it rebounded from this upside line. But here, for example, if we would get a little bit closer, if the 21-day EMA would get a little bit closer to this upside line, then maybe a break of the 21-day EMA could lead to also a break of the, or should I say, could result in a break of this upside line as well. And yep, that may may trigger more selling afterwards. But at the moment, we're leaning a little bit more towards the upside on this one, and like I said, keeping an eye on the current highest point of November near the 29,880 zone. Yep, good morning to two. I can see in the chat room there. So yep, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Now jumping into German index DAX, and this one continues to slowly grind higher. We've created a new all-time high near the 16,123. Let's round it up here a little bit. So near that area we found resistance, and the cash index right now, let me just quickly double check that. So the cash index right now is seen to be correcting a little bit lower. Now, don't get me wrong, I mean, even if we do see a larger correction here to the downside, then still I'm keeping an eye on this upside line. If it somehow continues to provide support, then yes, a nice little rebound here back to the upside could be possible. For now, if you're looking for, let's say, something a little bit closer, then certainly keep your eyes on that current all-time high, which is roughly around that 16,123 zone. A nice good pop above it would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially more buyers could join in. The S&P 500. Here, yeah, we saw a nice little reversal here on Friday. However, I think it wasn't enough to, yeah, close the week in positive territory, as you can see here. Not saying that this is now a bearish indication or something, no, but just, of course, keep your eyes on some of the levels. Now, for downside for me, let's say to consider, let's say a move lower, I would like to see a drop below this low of last week near the 4,630 zone, at least. And then, yes, maybe we could consider some lower levels. However, we do have this little tentative upside line right here, which could be a little bit in the way. Let me just adjust this correctly. So, sorry, not this one, but this one right here from here. So it's a bit of a tentative one. So yeah, I mean, if we do see a drop below this 4,630 zone, then this could lead to a bit of a larger correction to the downside. Of course, like I said, we'll keep an eye on this upside line. We'll keep an eye on this whole situation. But at the moment, let's say looking at the cash index is sitting at around 4,683 territory, so basically around the same level where it ended the week on Friday. So long story short, for now, if you're excuse me guys, my voice is going down a little. Okay, so hopefully that's going to be better a little bit, but nevertheless, I mean, for now, if you're looking for some upside, then, well, I mean, at least a nice good strong move above the above Friday's high, which is roughly around that 4,688 zone, would be needed just to be a little bit more on the safe side. So a nice good push above that area, yep, may attract a few more buyers. DXY dollar index, nice beautiful pop here on the 10th. That was Wednesday, and yep, it continued to rally on Thursday. However, on Friday it saw it stalled here, and yep, it kind of slowed down a little bit. Today we're seeing a bit of a corrective move lower. Looking at this picture now, of course, I would say this way that we do have a short-term tentative upside line here drawn from the low of the 29th of October. In a way, as long as it stays above it, then even if we do see a correction here, a larger correction lower, still as long as this upside line remains intact, then yes, we will continue aiming higher overall. However, if this upside line gets broken and we see the index falling somewhere below this little territory, this 94.38 zone, at the same time it could break that 21-day EMA as well, and potentially this could open the door towards lower levels. But then yeah, we'll slowly start aiming for that 94.15 level or the 93.82 zone right here. But all that only if we see a break of this upside line. Silver is seeing a bit of we're seeing a slight little correction here lower, so everything's okay still. We're still hanging above this 24.87 level. I talked about that, and I looked at it previously as a nice area of resistance. Then you can see now it's acting as a nice area of support. So basically, yes, for now it seems that the commodity may continue traveling higher. However, I would stick to the upside as long as it stays above this 24.87 territory. If it starts falling below it, and let's say it drops somewhere below this 24.61 zone here, this could lead to a bit of a larger correction to the downside towards this upside support line taken from the low, the 30th of September. WTI oil. So looking at this is a mess. First of all, we are getting rid of this upside line. No longer needed. Now it's more of a support and resistance here game. So if we're looking for some downside, then well, at least a drop below Friday's low would be needed. So that's roughly around that 879.82 zone. A nice good drop below this. Yep, could open the door towards the current lowest point of November near the 78.28 level here. And if that gets broken, of course, yes, further declines could be possible. Now, in terms of the upside, well, I mean, at least a push. Well, actually, not this one, not this level. Somewhere around here, basically, at least a push back above this little territory, this area, roughly around that 81.80 zone, and yeah, a nice good push above it may open the door towards higher levels, but only we'll aim for that 84.85 zone, or in general that area territory around that 85 level, and yeah, then we will take it from there. But for now, like I said, it's kind of showing willingness to drift lower. However, drop below at least Friday's low would be needed. Now jumping into Ethereum very quickly. So this one is trying to make its way up again. So it continues to trade nicely above that 21-day EMA, as you can see here. So after we have created an all-time high here on the 10th of November near the 4,867 level, yep, we corrected slightly lower, but now it seems that the crypto wants to make its way up again. But at this point, guys, I mean, I don't really like these scenarios when we're always near these all-time highs. I mean, for me, I would rather stick to this current all-time high and wait for a break of it in order to go higher, because at this point here, I mean, just it might find resistance somewhere in between this kind of this territory here, between these two these two levels, the current level and the all-time high, and then reverse back down. So that's why I'm gonna wait on this one, and if we're looking for some downside, well, at least a drop below Sunday's low here near the 4,520 level here would be needed. Of course, we'll keep an eye on the 21-day EMA as well, just to see if it's not going to provide support again. But if it gets violated and we stay below it, then yes, further declines could be possible. Jumping into a few pairs, AUD and ZD. So yeah, so far so good. Everything's according to the plan here. So if you remember, I talked a lot about this pair, and basically for now, part of this idea is working out. So we saw a nice push higher here, and we saw a retracement, a rebound from the lower side of the falling channel, and now the big question here is, can this area here provide resistance? So well, for now it seems to be doing that. Can it continue doing that? Well, let's see, of course, because for now it's yeah, it would be quite interesting if actually we do get that reversal here from this area. But again, we need to still wait a little bit more, just to see what's going to happen, how it's going to, where it's going to end, where it's going to stay below, or will it stay below it, or or will it actually eventually pop above this area. Of course, don't get me wrong, I mean, the bears still have a chance to enter again somewhere near this upper side of the falling channel. However, it will be very careful. We'll be very careful, because it might eventually break this upper side of the falling channel, and then yeah, we could see a rush higher. So long story short, for now, keeping an eye on this 1.0418 zone. Jumping into USD JPY, so basically this a bit of a messy chart here. I mean, I would say, because it kind of drifted nicely to the downside. It dropped below that 113.25 zone. Yep, it fell lower, and yep, then kind of reversed back to the upside. So it found support near this 112.73 territory, and yep, reversed back to the upside. So long story short, for now, I'm gonna keep an eye on this little downside line here, taken from the high of the 20th of October. This one I'm gonna get rid of. No longer, it is no longer a triangle pattern here. So yeah, now all eyes are on this downside line. If we break above it again and stay above it, then yes, higher levels could be met. GBPCH chef. So overall, so far so good according to the plan here. So the rebound here from this lower side of the falling channel occurred. However, it's not a huge rebound, I would say. So we still need to be very careful. But if you're looking for some upside, then well, I would rather stick to that 1.25 territory somewhere around here, and wait until we get a nice push above it in order to in order to go for this upper side of the falling channel. With the downside, well, if in a way, I mean, it could continue, let's say, moving sideways here a little bit, or maybe then drift back down. But if you're looking for some stronger downside, then well, at least a violation of this lower side of the falling channel would be needed. And finally, EURUSD. So beautiful drop here through this 1.1525 territory. So everything worked out according to the plan. If you remember, I talked about this one, and I mentioned that if we eventually do get that fall below this highlighted territory, then and we stay below it, then yes, further declines are possible. Now we're seeing a slight little corrective move higher right now. Can it last? Well, let's just wait and see. But basically, even if it goes for a bit of a larger move to the upside here, we'll keep an eye on that 1.1525 territory. If it holds, if it continues, if it provides resistance, then yes, and the sellers could step in here and drag this one to the downside. So guys, yeah, that's a quick overview here. So this one was a very quick one today. So I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for joining in and watching this one till the end. I really appreciate your time, guys. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.